Hello everyone, my name is Ivan Fernandez and this is my final project for the CS50 program, e-bikes mobility IoT device. So what's about? So back in January 2021, a friend of mine who owns e-bike store requested my help. He wanted to track or gather some information from the e-bikes that he owns. He had at that time the project to or the idea to get information of the road. So he wanted to somehow gather longitude, latitude, speed on and make a map of where the bikes were and trying to map the mobility of the bikes on the city. Um, I said I could help, and here's the project. For this project, I create a IoT device using the next technologies, which is Raspberry Pi and Python as a programming language. So the scope of this project uh, is meeting the next goals, which is gather the information of the longitude and latitude, basically geolocation using a GPS module, um, get the speed, get the temperature of the environment of at the time you were or we were running the bike, and some events on the road, uh, mostly describing some obstacles like holes or branches on the road or some other thing um, to make dangerous ride a bike, and some bumps as well, and maybe some point of interest. So those were our main requirements. So this is the hardware. So I prototype uh, IoT device using the Raspberry Pi 4B and Raspberry Pi Zero W. I use two boards just because they have different size, and we try different options. I use a module, Accelerometer and Gyroscope module for getting some um, movement on the board, and the GTU7 module for the GPS, uh, and Raspberry Pi had for the Raspberry Pi Zero, just to have more USB connections, so it could be easier to connect to attach the GPS module. Um, Also, I use prototype boards, breadboards, LED, soldering iron, resistors, and so on. For software, I use some libraries. So I use the MPU 6050 accelerometer Gyroscope mod library, the Pine Mean GPS for read the information from the GPS module, the RPi GPO just to connect the pins from the board, the pin out from the board, and the P serial for connect through the serial port and read the information from the modules. All this code, the code that these libraries and also the code I wrote was wrote in Python. I use Python. Um, all the whole code will run into the operating system of the Raspberry Pi, which is Raspbian, and the code is the same for both boards, for Raspberry Pi 4B and the Zero W2. So here's the process. So the idea is attach the device to the power source of the e-bike, and then connect the GPS serial port to the board. Then also connect the MPU60 through the I2C bus serial, and through Python get the information and push it into a spreadsheet. Well, this is a basic design of process. No big deal. So here's some pictures of the prototyping. So I use breadboards, and I use the prototyping board and trying to make my prototype. So which I finally created and use it in the road and attach it to the bike. So after some test, we gather some information. The spreadsheet that I create contains the next columns, which is latitude, longitude, speed, date, event. The column event is for if there were some movement into the board, so it could detect the possible bump or dangerous movement while you are on the bike. The column picture photo is because at the time we thought also to take some pictures of what's going on at that moment. But for the scope of this project right now, I'm not using the camera. And the temperature of the environment, it's in Celsius. And the last column is the ID thing, which I use it for identify which board was running the code or where the information comes from. So as you see, these pictures is after getting some information, I map in Google Maps this geolocation information. So I did a heat map and also trace the route where we were, and also I use my car to testing, right? And the next I will making the live video of using the application, so you will see in a few moments. Hello again, this is Ivan Fernandez. This is my project for CS50, and here's the Pi, Raspberry Pi connected to the device, the prototype. So if you see in the top, we have the GPS module, and in the bottom we have the gyroscopic accelerometer module, and a LED for indicate if it's working or is getting information. This is just something that I did in order to know if it was working. All right, so here we have the Raspberry Pi interface. The Raspberry I connected through BNC, sorry. So we have the code here, and we have the folder where the application will create the file with the data from the GPS. All right, so let's minimize this. Oh, sure, here. Okay, so let's test the accelerometer. So let's click and run. As you see, I'm getting data. Let's move this, and I'm gonna change, you see, and the data change. I'm gonna move on my way. You see the data change, right? Let's do it like this, and you see the data change. So it's working, the accelerometer. Stop And now let's try the LED. Simple script to turn the LED on. You see, we're gonna stop. There you go. So now it's all off. Now I'm gonna try the GPS data. So you see here, it's getting the data from the GPS. So let's put it here. Okay. And now we're gonna see the whole script, right? That I wrote to perform. So we're gonna click here, and you see it's blinking the LED saying the program start, and is reading information. As you see, it's reading information here, right? And then I'm gonna move to GPS. You see, and I move it right. I'm gonna stop the program, so I'm gonna stop the code. There you go. And now I'm gonna check the file that it creates. Let's go back and go move forward. Let's see here. And now we have a new file. Let's open this file. So today is October 13. So you can see my computer watch here, right here. And there you go, we have the information right there.